Day to everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? Whatever neck of the woods you might be in. You know what I'm saying? Chilling at this, quite the Starbucks that I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Life is good. You know what I mean? Life can be really good if you want it to be, or it can be really disastrous and really hard if you want it to be. Either way, it's gonna be what it is. But when it comes to you and your perspective, your mind, you have the choice as far as if you want to let the reality of whatever the reality is affect you on whatever percentage level and stuff like that. So speaking from experience, I've been through like some of the worst situations like a human could go through, and I'm not a human, but it's probably why I didn't put myself in these situations because I know no human has like that. You know what I mean? And some people do, but I'm not a human. So the more you give, the more you can receive. You know what I'm saying? So I've been through like some of the most treacherous moments. So like now, simple shit that like the average person might goddamn, how they might try to goddamn bitch and complain about that shit. Be like, are you serious? That'd be like the most pettiest, tiniest problem in my reality because I done dealt with real sort of like real problems that anybody could go through. You know what I'm saying? So niggas trying to get in my video and shit. Yeah, typical stuff. You know? That's why I was doing that. Niggas walking by and stuff. Like there ain't a door right there. Yeah, today I'm gonna talk about briefly as I can because I ain't trying to do a whole like long ass live stream. You know what I mean? I want to touch on the subject matter briefly. It's gonna be about just the current system that we all participating with, but particularly the uh, the value aspect, right? Also, also like Taurus, Scorpio kind of energies. Really, all the houses are intertwined in this, but that second house be the house of values, what you have to offer to the world, shit like that. Um, and then the eighth house be shared values. You know what I'm saying? Things behind closed doors. Just going deeper on the values and stuff, right? So when it comes to values and shit, well, all right. So let me start with what is a value, right? What is a value? I want to say value is it's a concept. It's a man-made concept. Well, yeah, to explain some shit that we do internally, right? We do this shit internally first. So like each person does what they do externally for different internal reasons that nobody else could see. You ain't never gonna know nobody like that. You ain't gonna know the next person. Say it's your relative or family member, friend, associate, whoever. You're not gonna know them on like a real internal level. Why? Because you're not them. You're not them. You're never gonna know them like that. They can tell you a bunch of stuff. You might see this expression. You might see a character, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you're not gonna know them. You're not gonna know them. The average person, most people don't even know thyself. So don't even, you know what I'm saying? You might as well just chalk that up. Like, you ain't gonna know, you ain't never gonna know somebody else and what they internally, like inside of them, in their heart of hearts. You ain't gonna know what they really thinking or feeling about, or what they perceiving and shit. But in this context, values. So that's some shit that's internal. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do what they do externally based upon each individual's different, like each character, each different person has their own goddamn values, right? Now, a value is a concept, like, without me having to go on like the dictionary or definitions and shit, I'm just gonna give y'all my off of my top of the head. A value. So like, clearly, I guess something is. I don't want to just say important. I don't want to just say important. Values. Say, for example, say you value a talent or a gift you might have. You might have a gift or a talent that you value. I guess we could say value is like when something holds significant, um, when somebody's really invested into a certain type of energy or value. Like what you make important, or what you give importance, or what you give your blood, sweat, and tears, your life force, your time, and your energy to, is valuable. You know what I'm saying? But not necessarily though, because people breathe air, and I'm aware of the fact that air is very valuable. Um, Value though. Let's give y'all my perspective on values. Like, value. Some type of validation, which you might be validated on or invalidated on, or see, it's like it's so many layers you gotta filter through, because everybody be like fucking like just off on some other retarded tangent. People don't even really know what they be doing each day. All right, so if we talk about the people like in charge of this man-made world that they built, they're not even in charge like that. First of all, they just kind of created the template. Everybody else built it. Really don't go no further than that. Really don't get no further than that. Um, they created a certain kind of value system. Pardon me. Pardon me. Um, Values. Things that make sense. Things that make sense. Let's go with that. Like values, like somebody, you know what I'm saying? That, like, nigga, you might value a certain pair of shoes because that may. I want to say that's a perception thing. There ain't no just like standard value, but I want to say the concept of valuing something is important to you, or something is one of a kind. You could say the more one of a kind something is, like the more the rarity, the not so common, something being not so, like, you know what I'm saying, whether something is common or not. Probably is a bunch of points to value, but like for sure, like whether something is common or not, the rarity of it, whether there's a lot of it or not, abundance or limited. Um, the individual's perception of what they deem to be important in their life. You know what I mean? At any given particular moment. Um, the actual, like the raw material, that kind of goes with the first one. But like the material, you know what I mean? How much it matters to somebody or to individual, right? How much it matters. Then you got, I even throw the amount of time that went into something. The amount of time. That's the thing. Like you see how like, cause I remember watching some like some TV show or whatever it was at some point, and they were in a rainforest. It was some like kind of science crew or some shit. They're in this rainforest, and then they had like a bunch of some computer software type of shit that they were using to on the computer or whatnot. They would be valuing the rainforest. Like this tree is $1,000, and they had a bunch of numbers and shit for each tree, each. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a river or something, like they were valuing the rainforest. I thought that was kind of real interesting. Try to pull that up one of these days, but it's like if y'all kind of get what I'm saying, where I'm going with this. We're living in a world that was based off. Yeah, we living in a man-made system that's off of another group of women, men and women, and some humans and shit. What they consider to be of value, right? And that's some shit only they know behind closed doors and shit with they little social teamwork, basic dream work mechanism going on. So all right, 12 minutes in. You know what I mean? Now I really go into this shit. So yeah, motherfucking. Everybody got different values and shit, right? But like I'm saying, this is all learned behavior shit. So like most people are up under the Masons and the Jews, the shadow government, their value system, right? Like Balenciaga's, house payment, Gucci, Dior, milk, months of milk. I'm just naming shit. Starbucks, you know what I'm saying? Coffee and stuff. When really everything is free. Like when in reality, niggas make shit for free. Niggas make it for free. They don't cost them money, pieces of paper to go extract and do all this. You know what I'm saying? They don't grow a bunch of coffee beans in a field and shit. And the earth is like, hey, I want $100,000 before you could like start using this land and all the resources and stuff. Like the earth ain't thinking like that. Mama ain't thinking like that. Mama ain't talking to some flunked out nigga somewhere like, hey, make sure you if you're gonna grow a coffee bean field here, make sure you make a capitalistic business out of it and pay me back. Like what? So like y'all, if y'all kind of get what I'm saying, like this whole concept of values is already on like somebody else's starting point template as far as what they consider to be of value and how they want everybody in the world to be shaped and formulated in that mental construction, mental manner, fashion of where they want people's mind, what they, you know what I'm saying? What they want people to value, which is their shit. So we're slowly getting out of this. Is like layers and layers and layers and layers and layers, and this has been in effect. Like this has been pretty much my whole lifetime in this reality, in this time. Like, you know what I mean? I'm 29 years old, so like I've been seeing this shit unfold since since I was aware enough, like 2000s. You know what I'm saying? When it really started happening, like, post 2000. 2005, 2006. You know what I'm saying? So I've been I was old enough to, remember like everybody had goddamn cassette tape players and shit like that. People had CD players. I still remember when niggas had CD players and shit. People, like, that was a regular thing. Like, you would move around and motherfuckers would carry a goddamn whole book of CDs. a little caselet with some CDs and shit. You have your little CD player, your Walkman or whatever, and then you might listen to a whole CD. You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna flip that bitch out, swap it for something else and stuff, something else in it. But yeah, all right. So going forward, pretty much the point of this video is now that we're aware that we're up under some other people's values and shit. Because now things like niggas could wear the most Balenciaga, Louis Vuitton, this, that. Niggas could wear all that shit and still be irrelevant in today's time. Like, you know what I'm saying? If anything, if you an individual that, because a lot of people just be certain alignments and shit, be certain people's natal chart and stuff, but certain people have been like in that, like that's they normal shit for their whole life. You know what I'm saying? The higher, quote unquote, the high class kind of, wear, you could say. And they just been wearing somebody else's ideas and shit. So like now we're in a time where there's enough people in the world, such as the Dolo, the Pilot Mans, people like West Dakota. You know what I'm saying? People like Mooney Mercury Babies, the Saint Unos. You know what I'm saying? A ton of visions. The goddamn a whole gang of people. You know what I'm saying? A whole gang of people, girl. The beautiful Porsches, the goddamn, the Just Be Frees, you know what I'm saying? The T Melodies, the goddamn Fit Goddess Warriors and shit. Like, there's enough people in the world, you know what I'm saying? The goddamn Dave B, Dave Beyonds. There's enough people in the world with, like, some common sense. And we've been breaking shit down from our own individual lives and shit, breaking down what we've been breaking down and shit for years now. You know what I'm saying? Peeping game for years now and stuff. So now we're in just like things are coming full circle, and people are getting tired of this. It's like the same shit every day. That's hell. People are getting tired of being in hell. They're just gonna either keep clinging on more to it and get more lost into to that hellish cycle, and they're just gonna feel smothered and frustrated because that space is already, it's like a dead space that died out. It no longer is useful. You know what I'm saying? But there's gonna be people trying to still use it and give it life to keep it going because that's all they know or whatever, or they don't know how to change or whatever the case may be. But the point of what I'm saying is ultimately, just the whole concept. This whole world is like changing, like, but particularly the way people look at what they value individually, right? And then how each individual is going to add they particular shift in values or change, how they might have modified or changed their values, or how they value themselves at first, and then that's going to play out externally. Like people are going to start to value different shit, right? Like material things have been what's been of value up until, well, I don't want to say up until, but the material shit has been logically what's been of value, right? Even if we're talking about ideas and shit, like people still have to bring certain thoughts and feelings into a tangible shape and a form, like a book or some type of, people doing music, they're recording albums, they're doing mixtapes and shit, they're doing songs. There's physical files. It might not be a heavy instrument right in your face, but no, you can have the lighter, condensed, file on your computer. A lot of people value goddamn clothes. A lot of people value tools, the tools that we have, like cars, these certain machines, like phones. You name it, right? A lot of people value food. You know what I'm saying? Food prices are going up. Because a lot of people don't know maybe how to change that value as far as how much value they give into that Starbucks coffee. So Starbucks coffee might, hey, we could charge more. These niggas still don't know how to value themselves. Let's bump it up to $9 a cup of coffee, or like a $9 for a frappuccino or something, right? So going forward, as people start realizing more that your mind is what's really valuable, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be here forever. So whatever you're paying attention to, and where your time goes towards, that's gonna become valuable. On some percentage level. You know what I'm saying? There's more to that. I know that sounds like there's a lot more to that. I don't want to just say like you just do it and it's gonna happen. No, I'm just making a point. Like, people are gonna start shifting their values to other things. Like for example, who knows? There might be a whole new way of making money as far as how you just treat, like, you know what I'm saying? Just treating people good. That's valuable. You get what I'm saying? Now, before, like, these things were amongst people and stuff in society. Like, somebody might want to pay you and hire you to be a part of they team or something. Say it's a music artist, for example. A music artist, you might meet a music artist. They might like you so much just as who you are as a genuine individual. They might want to, like, you know what? I want you to come on a tour with me. I want you to come on a road with me. I'm going here. I got this play. Da da da. But I like your presence. You know what I'm saying? I like your energy. You know what I'm saying? You might become so important to them, so valuable to them. They need you to come with them everywhere they go, just so they feel comfortable enough, or valued enough, or like whatever the case may be, whatever you might be helping them with, or whatever they might be lacking internally that you're fulfilling. There's people willing to pay you enough. They're like, nigga, I need you in my life, type shit. You ain't going nowhere. Like, here's $10,000 real quick. Here's 10 bands. Like, you got a good heart. You got a good soul. I need you around. There's some real evil, shady. I don't know who to trust right now around my people. You seem like a stranger, but like, you seem like you kind of trustworthy. Like, you got some integrities. You got morals and shit. You got found a foundation with yourself. You got certain disciplines that I could tell that you know what I'm saying, that you're upholding, or even what you express to me. So it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's about the practice. It's about the practice. It's about the principles and the virtues going on. So maybe somebody valued that Tesla Cybertruck before. Now they might have got the Cybertruck and realized, like, damn, it's actually costing me more. You know what I'm saying? It might be costing that individual more money than what they thought. You know what I'm saying? They might have thought they was gonna get a certain percentage level of fulfillment out of that, and they might have got the you know what I'm saying, the opposite energy, as far as or maybe it lasted, it was short, it was temporary, it was quick, it was a quick little high, quick little like endorphin rush and shit like that, and then that shit started to wear off, and then now it's just a motherfucker that ain't really dealt with the internal shit. Now they just got a Cybertruck that they don't even really value like that. So you could chalk it up like that person wasn't really being they self. And Elon Musk and the Tesla community, the Cybertruck niggas, they put their value out, and somebody else ran with it, type of shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So this is how people, even like businesses and shit, or people's dreams, people's imaginations, people's creativity, this is how shit comes to fruition. Enough people have to believe in something, or value something enough, or, like, you know what I'm saying? There's other points, but in this context, there's enough people that gotta value that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me get to that point. So we from a spiritual perspective, it's like, all right, say you just know things, you just your space. Before we even pop out of your mom's lower downstairs area, this shit is going on in the mind first. So, like, mentally, it's what's going on is you got concepts that, because it's teamwork makes the dream work. So just for us to even have this kind of reality that we're in, It's like we all had to agree. We had to agree on certain shit. We had to agree on the terms and conditions. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have this kind of sky. We're gonna have this kind of air. We're gonna have these kind of trees. We're gonna have these kind of seeds and so forth. So a lot of us somehow got caught up in this individually. The root of it is individually, each individual fell in their own mind a certain way. So each individual got lost into their own desires, just with their own space travel and shit, their own spiritual travels and stuff. And you know what I'm saying, the mind and whatnot. You got lost into your mind at some point. And now it's like you got so many minds now within the overall, that first mind that you first sparked as an awareness, aka your first mind, your first halo, your first goddamn spaceship, your first joining of a thought and a feeling that were like two in the same thing, but like they joined, they merged, they interacted, and you created whatever kind of mind that you first created, a mentality, an awareness of how you see yourself. And however you was moving, and that was your first way of moving, and that's how you first seen yourself and how you wanted to appear to others. And as teamwork makes your dream work, and you became aware of yourself, and simultaneously somebody else became aware of themselves, and they own right, in their own space, and how they did it. So everybody did their own awareness differently. Some people are so after the fact, they needed help. They needed a mental crutch just to create an awareness, or like they don't even got their own awareness. They might not even exist. Literally, they probably a bunch of bodies out here that don't even really exist. They're just bodies being charged up and fueled by some other humans and shit. That's like voodoo, necromancy. I'm not gonna get into that. But people really be like, all right, before I go down that timeline. But yeah, it's like, all right, so money and stuff, for example. Like money is a concept we had to agree upon. You get what I'm saying? That whole concept of on the dollar bill that the Masons and Jews and shit, they got on it. In God we trust. That's a phrase. That's like a word. That's like some kind of symbolism going on. That's backed and supported by the energy of the originators of that crafting. You know what I'm saying? Of that like craft of language. You know what I'm saying? This is like a language. So we all had to agree on the language first of all. Like, all right, yeah, we're gonna speak English. That. This is some deep shit. Like, this ain't no you just popped out of a butthole and then now you're here. No, this is like so much shit went into you just being here in a body. So, just try not to get distracted. So pretty much, yeah, so we all as a collective had to agree upon these terms and conditions. So going forward, it was pretty much like enough percentage level, because majority rules. So enough spirits and they individualism. Everybody had a different desire. So some people might have desired a Wendy's burger. Some people might have desired fries. Some people might have desired the Cybertruck. Some people might desire the Starbucks drink. Some people might desire a donut. Some people might desire whatever the fuck, right? Not necessarily, not the objects, the subjectivity. So who made the donut? Who made the goddamn Starbucks drink? Who made the Dior bag? Who made the Cybertruck? And like what energy went into that for there to be a goddamn bag of chips or a pizza or whatever the fuck, right? And then this is where we get into brands and shit, symbolism, certain intellectual property concepts where people that own the Nike company, you know what I'm saying? They know what energy they put into it before the outside looking in people start to be like, oh yeah, Nike, da 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 da. The people that came up with Nike know exactly why they called it Nike and why they got, you know what I'm saying? They know what they doing and shit. So a lot of that is pretty much what I'm saying. Like a lot of that old previous agreed terms and conditions, that shit like is over. So a lot of that energy, that magic, that wizardry, that spell casting, that illusion, that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of that illusion is fading away and stuff. So like it's not working, it's not as potent. It's like drugs, you know, it's like dope, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers was getting they dope fix before. Now with that now with that Chanel purse, you know, it's like that Chanel purse ain't really doing it for Shorty no more. You know what I mean? Like her coochie don't get wet like it used to for that Chanel purse. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The dopamine hits. You know what I'm saying? People are like, yeah, this was dope at one point, but like, I'm desiring some new shit. Where is it? You know what I'm saying? And people start looking for stuff, and then they just keep finding the same shit that they've been repeating and stuff, and they'll be like, why do I keep doing this? Bitch, you know why you keep doing that. But anyway, yeah, like just the agreed shit. So like at some point going forward, we're already in the works of this. Um, Money has been devalued quite tremendously, I'd say, since the beginning of the money days until now. I'm like I'm in the native kind of energies and stuff. We never gave a fuck about money. Still don't. Yeah, still don't. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about it right now. Like everything, we know everything is free. Like niggas made computers for free. You had to go through the mental process and stuff. I'm talking about just logically bringing these things into materialization. Nigga, shit is free. Like in that context, like not free as in there's always a give and a take. So it's never just like you chop down a tree, you chop down 100 trees, you chop down 1,000 trees. There's for sure gonna be some you know what I mean, some consequences to that, some type of aftermath to that. So I'm not saying shit is just free, like there ain't no side effects, you could say, or aftermath or after effects of the choices and the decisions that we make. But ultimately, you got free will. You get what I'm saying? Like you got free will. Like nigga want to chop down a tree, you can chop down a tree today. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, enough spirit part, you know, as far as the partyism, we agreed to some capitalism shit, and we agreed to like, all right, these niggas are gonna play God, and they're gonna overlord and be like a middleman, you could say, and we you know, it's like certain shit like that as a collective, like, all right, we're gonna be lazy, and we just gonna let these niggas take all the intellectual property and all the glory and stuff, and we're gonna let them build everything, and we're never gonna take our power back. Like this is what was being said. This is what each individual spiritually was talking to themselves in a certain way, in the mind and stuff. Your spirit is not the mind. You are not the mind. So you just the observer. Like, but you got the ability to create and emit awarenesses, lights, information, thoughts and feelings and shit, right? That becomes desires and shit. The evolved light that bended in on itself to become some type of some type of fleshly fluid, you know, that bends in and becomes goddamn tissues and organs and blah 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 blah. So just you having a certain kind of body, you had to agree to certain kind of thoughts and feelings so we could see this playing out in reality. You got people that are fat as fuck. Like fat as fuck. They could have just been a whale in a previous life. Right? So now they got like energies, shit. There's a lot of shit that goes into this shit. Nothing wrong, and I'm not body shaming, nothing against fat people. I'm like a fat ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm just making a point, like, people have certain bodies and shit based upon what they was paying attention to, what they agreed upon, right? What kind of experience they wanted to have. So with that being said, before I get off course, the overall, the value system at the moment is undergoing infrastructure. It's changing. You know what I'm saying? People clearly aren't getting paid enough for going to, slave for somebody else's goddamn dream, right? Like people's time it doesn't equate. It doesn't add up. It's not equal. It's not balanced. You put X amount of time into, for example, you work at somewhere, right? X amount of time, 8 hours of your day that you're not gonna get back. So your time is like that should be held at a more high, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily your time, but I guess they look at it more so like what you do with your time. So it's not just your time, but also what you do with your time, right? It's not just you having a certain kind of body, it's what you're doing with your body. You know what I'm saying? So like if LeBron James didn't put X amount of time in, he would have just been another big ass nigga on the streets. You know what I'm saying? He just would have been another big ass nigga that was not LeBron James. You get what I'm saying? But he put the time in. He already had certain godly gifts and talents and shit. Just being born a certain way, that's cool. Your mind, like a certain image, a certain imagination, your body, your mind and shit. Because where the mind go, the body go. So just you being born is precious, right? But at some point, like, all right, you grow up, you're not a baby no more. Okay, now what is you doing with these gifts and talents? You can have all the gifts and talents in the world, but what is you doing with them? This is where that expression comes: hard work beats talent, and that's a true statement. You can be the most gifted, talented motherfucker. You can see yourself however you imagine yourself in the highest light. That could still only be some shit in your world. You might be in your own darkness still, and everybody else is looking at you like, nigga, when are you gonna get out of your own hell? When are you gonna get out of your own darkness? When are you gonna get out of your own heaviness? Yeah, you got this, then the third. But what is you doing? What is you doing with your, you know what I'm saying? What is you doing with your tools? How you flying your spaceship? What are you doing with your spaceship? Where are you going with this? You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, yeah, just everybody got different perspectives as far as say in the everybody got their own world, everybody got their own individuality, everybody got their own dreams and shit. Now certain people just, or I'll say most people, but a lot of people ain't tapped into that level of spirituality, which we all have access to. So it's not something that they can't do. They don't know how to go about that or something, or they think it too hard. That's a different conversation. But everybody got their own world though, right? It's not just one motherfucker somewhere, and then that's it. And then where did that motherfucker came from? Even in that context, that's the conversation. Everybody got their own world though. People pay attention to what you pay attention to, what I pay attention to each day, totally different. There might be similar things, but the way we go about it is in our own unique aspects, right? Our own original. How I go about it is gonna be different than how you go about it. How I dance probably gonna be different how you dance, but we're still dancing. So that's gonna be a lot of the conflict, you know what I mean, going forward, because a lot of people are gonna start to realize like what they've been valuing probably wasn't the right shit to be valuing for them, or what they've been valuing, it might have been sweet at the time, but now it's starting to appear like the illusion is wearing off, so they might not even value what they value. This is like energies in the works, but now it's finally, like I said, finally catching up. So now I'm able to like express it at this point in time. But money itself is no longer gonna be the thing. Like they're trying to make it like this air money, digital money shit, Bitcoin. People, even then, people are like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me more credits then. Give me more goddamn air money, nigga. And maybe I'd be happier with society. But nigga, $14 an hour, $12 an hour, $11 an hour ain't really cutting it. You know what I'm saying? Now a lot of people deserve that because they ain't doing shit. Period. They don't even know what to do. So a lot of people are gonna be devalued some more, and you know what I'm saying? Who knows, nigga? It might go back to like shit might go down. Shit might go back to $5 an hour. You know, it might go backwards. Or no, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna raise shit, but then also raise other areas. So like they might raise it up to like $20-$25 an hour, but then also like gas just goes up. Gas goes up to $7-8 a gallon. Grocery store shit is gonna be like extra $3-4. Say milk is like $3 now. Milk will be like $6, $7 at some point. It already is. Certain brands of milk will be like $7, $8 and shit. $10 for fucking, you know what I mean, milk and shit. So, and then even then, the point of it, all right, the overall, I'm gonna wrap it up. The overall point is, how can one group, whoever, say you make milk, and you got a milk business, right, that you started, right? It's like, in general, nobody's God, so how can anybody put their one concept of value, how they value something or whatever? How are they gonna value something and then tell you that's the value of it? You get it? Like, we're coming to these conclusions. This whole monopoly, money, capitalism shit is a fucking joke. It's literally fraudulent as fuck. Everybody should be able to have what they have, what they need, or there should be a more healthier way of going about obtaining our desires or these things that people are trying to work for, whatever the case may be. I look at it as like most people could have an apartment, a teepee hut. Most people should have some basic food and shelter. Safety, security, and shelter. That's what we're all trying to do. Why are we in a world where not everybody has basic shit like safety, security, and shelter? I don't know why. You get what I'm saying? It should have been set up like that. Like everybody get taught certain things, or nigga, here's an apartment, nigga. After, you know what I'm saying? If you trash your apartment, you gotta clean it up. You know what I'm saying? If you can't keep your water running a certain, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta fix your water system. If you can't keep your lights on and shit, like, you gotta pay your, you know what I'm saying, you gotta keep your lights going or something. Or you gotta replace the light bulb. Or us as a collective have gave too much of our power away to some niggas that are not even in reality. Yet everybody's listening to a whole goddamn made up concept of laws and words and scripts and a big old movie script as far as just basic life that people a few hundred years ago and shit like that, before all this capitalism shit, there was people, like, you know what I'm saying, there was shit that was agreed upon, and boundaries were in place and things were understood, and like the law of the land and the natural progression of things was understood in the village or in the community amongst everybody. It's not until a group of some European niggas and shit brought all they retarded ass thoughts and feelings over here and try to bring that shit over here, and then they pretty much just like fucked everything up that was like natural and pure over here in America and stuff, in this Western hemisphere. Brought all they dirty ass shit over here. You know what I'm saying? And just corrupted a space that was pure, untouched. It was pure. It was purer than what it is. It might not have been totally pure, but it was purer than what it is now. Now it's corrupt, it's stained, it's tarnished, it's smudged. Not in a good aspect. I'm not talking about goddamn sage sticks or nothing. No, this is like the bad smudge. You know what I'm saying? It's goddamn, it's creased, whatever, however you want to phrase it. But like the tree, like a tree, for example, just is a tree. You know what I'm saying? Now, what is valuable is like knowing the time that it took for that tree to grow and how, you know what I'm saying? And what kind of spirit that tree might be and what kind of spirit might be in that tree body at the moment and all kind of stuff. The tree wasn't like, hey, chop me down, go ahead and make money. No, the tree was not talking or thinking like that. The tree was just being a tree. And the people that knew, like, okay, nigga, that shit's keeping us alive to some degree. If we didn't have enough of those, we wouldn't be able to. So it's a house. You know what I'm saying? This atmosphere, this environment, this is a house. This is a habitat. Niggas don't own that. Yet there's people in the world that think they own that and they think they control that. And how you supposed to go about your goddamn household and shit. When they're not even in reality. They're not even outside in the house. Like they somewhere in the basement. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even come up the stairs and like greet anybody yet. They're like hiding in the basement. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, we out here, you know what I'm saying? The living room and stuff. We in the kitchen. We be cooking. We be out on the porch, in the backyard, the front yard. We all got our own households. They somewhere in their house trying to control the block, trying to control all the streets and everybody's household, community, village areas and stuff. They somewhere in the basement. Now we all got our own basement and shit. But they never like left their basement. They were born in their basement. They're basement babies. You know what I'm saying? Like they're straight from the base. Straight from the base pipe. You know what I'm saying? They was born like they got spiritual crackhead parents and shit like that had them in the basement. You know what I'm saying? While getting high and stuff. So these are the type of people like in charge, like that's giving you your value system each day and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. That's pretty much what I got to say. The overall collective of as far as the shared values and yes, yeah, the internet be retarded. Like why would I pay for internet when it's clearly like not gonna do the job? You know what I'm saying? But you know, like a lot of shit like that. Like why am I paying for something but it's not even really valuable like that? It's not even like that. You know what I'm saying? Step in ambulances if you like that. No, if you like that. So everything is changing, dude. Like now, what could be like the new values? You know what I'm saying? The new value could be like how good of a person are you? You know what I'm saying? How well do you treat other people, nigga? You know what I'm saying? How many times have you smiled today? You know what I mean? Like how many smiles have you like put it on your own face and maybe like made other people smile? You know what I'm saying? That should be like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be a fucking millionaire, dude. All the goddamn attention I done received from people driving by and stuff. All the smiles I done put on people's faces. All the little like just little stupid shit I might have said to somebody or did some stupid stuff in the store and somebody observed me and then they start giggling and laughing or something. Like shit like that. Like so you could be rich, like everybody rich, like I ain't gonna say everybody, but there's a concept of being like rich in spirit, you know what I mean, and then like being rich, I guess externally or somebody else's money value system and stuff. It's just weird, yeah. So that's pretty much it. Values are changing because one person could value a chair. Like nigga, that's just a chair. You know? A lot of people might not even value it like that. The person that made the chair was like, nigga, this chair is really $50,000. I'm giving it to you for the low. I'm giving it to you for $10,000. Just for example, right? You get what I'm saying? It's like, I never understood how people come to these. That's why money and capitalism shit is some like man-made shit. That's why they're not God. That's why they already created a system where people are gonna fight each other and be at each other's necks because everybody got different values, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You value something and your family member would be like, nigga, when you gonna pay me back? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might not value it at all to want to pay them back. So how are you gonna even feel motivated to pay them back? You don't even value what they value. You know what I'm saying? You don't like the external objects is just for the experience, but like why is somebody wanting you to pay them back, or why did they let you borrow some money, or you know what I'm saying? All them ins and outs. That's the own internal person and how they value some shit. Like, nigga, I don't know why somebody else valued to want to like maybe help me or something. I just ask for help. You get what I'm saying? Because I know I'm valuable, and I'm like, shit, nigga, what I value, you know, I might need some help with this right now to make sure I get my goddamn, make sure things are like upheld in my life that I value and stuff at the moment, right? So it's like these are things without words. We need new words. Or just completely get rid of words. We need a whole new language. This shit is outdated. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody need to just take a day off from whatever they doing and actually step back into reality for once instead of the synthetic world everybody thinks is reality. You get what I'm saying? Because there ain't no church in the wild. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no church in the wild, nigga. Nigga, I don't see lions, tigers, and bears and all the zoo, you know what I'm saying? Before they was zoo animals in cages and stuff. I don't see all the natural, like, the birds and the bugs. And I don't see them going to goddamn try to, like, get pieces of paper that some other men and women in the world created a few hundred years ago. You know what I'm saying? Started, like, capitalizing off of everybody's gifts and talents because they don't know how to do it themselves. So they created some shit outside of them for other people to value. That way they can feel valuable because they don't know how to shoot the jump shot or dunk the ball. Like they don't know how to do the LeBron James. They just created the goddamn NBA for niggas like LeBron James to. LeBron James is expressing his value. Will LeBron James be LeBron James if somebody didn't value LeBron James's gifts and talents and abilities before he was even LeBron James, like before he even popped out of you get what I'm saying? We're dealing with sick people in the world, bro. We're dealing with sick individuals in the world, bro. They created the NBA concept for niggas like LeBron James with the gift and the talent, the value. So LeBron James could demonstrate or express or offer second house, you know what I'm saying? Eighth house shared values. LeBron James has his values he's presenting to the world. Yeah, LeBron James did from his own individual awareness. Nobody told LeBron James to be LeBron James before he was born, and now he's LeBron James. You get it? Like, but yet somebody is making they making way more goddamn power play move money and stuff. They getting way more of the value from LeBron James's value. So like you see how they did it? They created this box for a nigga with the goddamn value and stuff. And then they put you in this box chamber thing, and then they just pretty much drink and drain you. And then they drink, they literally, like, they put you in this box chamber. You do all your power moves and stuff. You charge up this, that, and the third. And then as soon as the game over, LeBron James go home or whatever. That nigga probably tired as hell when he get done with a goddamn fucking season of basketball. That nigga probably super drained to the point he don't even know where his child self went anymore. He just remembered he grew up playing basketball and it was more than a game. Now Nigga, it's all about the game. Nigga, if I don't get up and go into the game, I might not have a goddamn house to sleep in or some stupid shit. So that's like an example of, you know, your value getting stripped from you. Then now you don't even know how to create your own that you don't even know how to create that value again or that awareness again because some other group of niggas, some fucking vampires and shit. They fucking they drained all your goddamn juice and shit. Now they got all the juice somewhere, and they don't even know what to do with it. They just go create another box chamber thingy. You know what I'm saying? So you could give more of your energy and your raw natural juice power away and stuff like that. And maybe they might redistribute it to everybody else that's lacking and stuff. I doubt it. So this is pretty much what they got everybody in. A bunch of goddamn soul caliber, you know, soul chambers and stuff. And people are like lost into their own individual desire, or people just have raw natural qualities and shit that they want to express. It's a lot of points, but people got their own value, what they value. LeBron James clearly valued playing, you know, that skill, that ability and stuff. Before calling it basketball and everything, LeBron James had a certain like value in his mind, like, nigga, I'm gonna be LeBron James. And it just played out like basketball and stuff. This is that. But he valued himself, right? So just joining the NBA, it's like he gave that value on a certain percentage level to them. And now they got him in commercials for State Farm. You know what I'm saying? Since when did car insurance have anything to do with the love and the passion and just the art of doing what you love? Basketball, music, whatever it is, right? In this context, the basketball niggas. What the fuck does car insurance have to do with a nigga wanting to play basketball? But yet they got Chris Paul's and these niggas and shit and goddamn and fucking State Farm commercials and shit. I just seen the commercial it was the Lil Wayne commercial with LeBron James. LeBron James was in a hotel room, and then Lil Wayne was in another room, and then they was playing Lil Wayne music, and then Lil Wayne's in his room like, could y'all turn it down? You know, that whole like the neighbor causing the noise and stuff. But he's like, well, it is my music though. So he was kind of like going along with it for a second, and then then he finally went up to the room, and you know there's a party going on in there. LeBron James, tall ass up in there and stuff, and then Lil Wayne, and they all see Lil Wayne, and then Lil Wayne just like he's like, fuck it, nigga, this y'all playing my music. Then he goes along with it right now. But Lil Wayne at the party, and then yeah, it was just kind of stupid. Like, what was the point? I guess the point of that was I think that was like, what commercial was that? It was for some stupid, bro. I don't know if that was a State Farm commercial. It was some dumbass shit. But yeah, you said to the point now they gotta bring multiple niggas in on a commercial like Lil Wayne and LeBron James. What? Those don't even mix. Like they kind of do, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? Literally in the commercial, you got little short ass Lil Wayne and LeBron James, fucking 6'8" tall ass. You know what I'm saying? Towering over everybody in this imaginary hotel party commercial. Yeah, this is weird shit. But that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas came out here and started talking and stuff. And they goddamn, yeah, they just started coming out here speaking gibberish and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna end this live video. Even just that, like, how can we all agree on some terms and conditions yet everybody speak different? Everybody got a different. So it's like what? How the fuck do we ever even? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck do we ever even come to some type of goddamn you know what I'm saying? Non-conflict. No wonder there's niggas getting bombed and shit wherever they at and shit like that. And you know, people are going to work at Walmart. And you know, meanwhile, niggas somewhere there's a war going on, and AK-47s is going off and shit over the love of money. And then meanwhile, somewhere else, somebody selling rocks to the community and shit like that for the love of money. And then somewhere else, you got some politician nigga in a suit scripting up a beautiful lie of paragraphs and shit to give to Donald Trump so he could go on TV and just lie to everybody for the love of money and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? This is like some real wicked times. It was already wicked. Now it's real wiggy, 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 wiggy. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. So yeah, shout out to the Wiggers. Shout out to the NIGGERs and shit like that. You know what I mean? The real niggas running the world and stuff. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did a hell of a spell on the goddamn world with y'all goddamn Dreamcast machine. Yeah, they goddamn Dreamcasts and shit like that, and Xboxes. So they sold the game up. They sold the game up with that Sony. With that Sony, got everybody playing PlayStation. That's Sony. They sold your knees up real good. Can you walk anymore? No, you probably in a fucking wheelchair. They sold your knees up. You know what I'm saying? Got your ass by the goddamn ankle and arms. Like, yeah, they finna get stretched like the horse days when they tied niggas up. The horses, and then they be like, God, and the horses run in different directions, and just and your whole goddamn body torso got separated from your legs and shit. You get just yanked. You know what I'm saying? People forgot about those days or something. Like niggas they used to get goddamn cavaliered and shit. Like niggas ain't like used to get like put in a goddamn a whole goddamn metal configuration with spikes and shit, and then they just slam the door on your ass. Now you just got spiked to death or something, and you was get decapitated. Yeah, like one of these right here. Yeah, this is niggas' heads used to get chopped. This was a chopping block back in the day, and your head used to get chopped. That's that pumpkin days. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, man. How the fuck you gonna agree on anything, bro? Niggas speak goddamn. You know what I'm saying? That's what niggas is speaking, bro. Baby, just Babylon shit. So yeah, that's it, man. Values and shit going forward, changing. Everybody got different values. How could we agree on anything when we all value different shit? You know what I'm saying? Like one bitch is at Starbucks for an entirely different reason of values and shit like that. And then another bitch here working at Starbucks, what she values is totally different than the other bitch and what the other bitch value. And then some other bitch, the third bitch, she value a completely different shit. So you got three bitches that work at Starbucks and they value some shit as a you know what I'm saying? They value some shit individually, but then Starbucks got them in some kind of chamber. So what they value individually, they trying to get that in exchange, right? They desire or whatever. So they exchanging some shit. These other niggas value your time and your life and this, that, and the third. Some shit that they don't got, like abilities and stuff. So you giving your raw, natural, godly given qualities time or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or the time that you used to develop that or whatever, right? Y'all get what I'm saying? Like you trading your abilities and shit, what you value, like your body or whatever the fuck it is. And then you giving that what you value to the niggas that they don't even got no value with themselves, but yet they created this idea that you gotta value some shit, and then that's your way of obtaining your values, and then that's how they get what they value, which is like your blood, sweat, and tears or something, right? Or just your attention. They value your attention, so you gotta exchange your attention, and then they gonna give you back a piece of paper, which is like a certificate. Like, okay, yep, here you go. Here's the token. Some like shit that everybody agrees upon that you could use in this system that they made, so you could go about obtaining whatever it is that you value. But first, you had to give them your attention and what you value and how you got values and your goddamn velocity and all kind of just all. You see what I'm saying? And then you might get done with work that day. They just stripped all the value out of y'all, out of all three of y'all and shit. And then you might get through done with your work day, get out of work. Now you feel drained, literally. And then whatever it is you thought you was working for, you might not even value that shit no more by the time you even get done with work. You might get out of work and be like, man, they just go home and sleep, nigga. You might just want to go sleep and try to recharge and try to create some new sparks and creativity and awarenesses, if you even know how to do that. Otherwise, you trying to just recharge for the next day that they gonna bring your ass back. And then now you gotta give, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they got us in this cycle of, we create blood, we already got our body flowing and stuff, we got gas and shit, and then you gotta go get like a goddamn, you go donate blood or something. It's like they tricked you to thinking you need to donate some blood or something to them. You know what I'm saying? And then just to get like some shit you really don't even need, a Happy Meal or something, right? You know what I'm saying? If you know how to create happiness for yourself, nigga, I'm not going and buying Happy Meals. Nigga, I create being happy, or I'll be happy when I choose to be happy, bro. If I want to be mad, I'll be mad. If I want to be sad, I'll be sad. Ain't nothing outside of me dictating that. So like, but y'all get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I know how to be happy. So therefore, I don't need to go to a goddamn McDonald's each day or every other day or each week and order a Happy Meal for my kids or something or whatever the fuck. Because I'm already happy, nigga. What the fuck? Why am I gonna come pay for something I already am? So sometimes that's the illusion. Like, I might go buy some trees when I already know, like, nigga, I'm the tree. I'm the main marijuana tree bud. I'm my own bud. I got a bunch of buddies. I got grams, O's, pounds, air. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of shit. Like, why would I go outside of myself to, based upon? So it's like, it's this inside out, outside in, internal, external. I know it's not just all internal and then external. Like, we gotta go. We're trying to use external means to get back to this first kind of mind that we created, which is some like internal shit. But it's like external shit in the internal. If y'all kind of get what I'm saying. We're trying to climb. We're trying to slither, snake, and get our, you know what I'm saying, back to godhood and shit. And a lot of these things in the external reality, we do have to use as tools, as like a bitch. But the starting point is, there's niggas that don't even know how to do that, and they starting point was faulty. So now we got motherfuckers like Dolo Pilot and Uriels and stuff in the world. And everybody else I mentioned, you know what I'm saying, as far as the soul group, the type of subconscious community, spiritual beings and shit. Actually, I've probably been here longer than the majority of the world. You know what I'm saying? I've been here longer than the majority of the world. Like, most people out here, they be like some new spirits or something. I don't know, bro. New spirits or spirits that are here again, and then they just want to stay here. They don't really want to die and let go. It's a whole bunch of shit that goes into that, but that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna wrap it up one more time because I love to talk. I don't realize how much I'm talking until an hour goes by. Yeah, man, the values and shit. Everybody got different values. But then it's like, nigga, I'm not building goddamn jumbo 747 jets and shit. So it kind of be that too, like, because I don't really have that desire to want to build megalithic buildings and shit like that. So I guess everybody could value what they, you know what I'm saying? Like, the freedom of it is like everybody has the free will to value whatever it is they want to value, right? But the way like these Masons and Jew niggas created this shit, it's almost like they sold it up. Like they eliminated any possibility of you wanting to create, well, not completely eliminated, but they narrowed the percentage level of doability or possibility because it's so limited. So it's like they it's almost like they try to cover all the grounds before anybody else could, but they failed to realize like Uriel created the atmosphere. So they already in your world. Like you know what I'm saying? They are inside of you and they built everything for you really in a certain aspect, right? It's almost like I'm here talking to, okay, I'm in this body, but it's like in a lot of ways I'm inside my body. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the adult spirit inside my body, and then my daily interactions and stuff be me like going about my travels and stuff inside my body and just stuff like that. So they created everything for me in this world. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a fucking piece of paper. That's not stopping me. Like whether I use the money or if I don't use the money, nigga, I'm still gonna get what the fuck I do. You know what I'm saying? What I'm here to get. It might just take a little longer. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. It's gonna be God's way and stuff. Flight's air. Flight's air. Flight's air.